the time of my life. Okay. Hey guys, it's Aline, and I've decided that it has been far too long since I have done a review here on this channel. So here we go. I'm very excited for this one, and you guys should be very excited for this one because they're the type of reviews that you guys seem to love, which is when I hate stuff. So, today I am reviewing the ABC Family Dirty Dancing remake, or tribute, as I have heard thrown around, musical thing, okay? Otherwise known as a steaming hot pile of garbage. I don't want to waste any time. I have a lot to cover. I have a lot of thoughts and a lot of opinions. So let's get into it. So first of all, I want to address the fact that I am a huge Dirty Dancing fan. We're talking huge. I own 2 copies of the DVD. I do expect The Time of My Life to be the song played for my first dance at my wedding and the song that plays at my funeral when I die. So there you go, if that gives you an idea about where I stand with the movie and how much experience I have with the movie, which is a lot. So when I heard that they were making this remake, I was not thrilled. In fact, I was very angry and afraid. 2 emotions that I do not like to experience. So let's get into the actual TV movie. So they spin it as a musical. That's how they tried to make it new and exciting, right? They were like, look, music. It's like, no, that's the soundtrack, but just sung out loud. We've all heard these before, and in far better versions, I might add. So another couple initial impressions that this movie gave me before I get into the nitty-gritty stuff like the performances and the dance numbers is that this movie was so long. The original Dirty Dancing is 1 hour and 35 minutes without the credits, okay? The one that I watched on Hulu was 2 hours and 10 minutes long. Why is it that long? It's a worse version than the original. I don't want more of it. So why was it so long? Some of you might be wondering. Maybe you watched it, maybe you haven't. It was so long because they decided to give every character you've never cared about from the original a new backstory. The story is about Baby and Johnny, not about Mom, Dad, and their sexual problems, not about Lisa, Robbie, and then the random black guy they threw in for some racial tension. That's not really what the movie's about, and all of those things are maybe great, but, you know, it can't be just thrown in as a side thought, like race, you know? You can't just do that, especially when it comes to a classic. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't need Neil having more humanity and being more of a progressive thinker. I liked Neil as the flat character that he was in the original. Also, why the fuck did we need the cougar to be more fleshed out? I think she was fine. You know, Johnny's little, like, client that he goes to and entertains in the night hour, it's so upplayed in this version. It takes away all the subtlety, which I love about the original. It takes away all of that and decides, you know, this cougar, let's get inside her brain. What's she thinking about? You know, I don't really care about what the cougar is thinking. And they're like, yes you do, here's her singing a song. And you're like, I never asked for this. So now that I've gotten my initial impressions of the film a little bit out of the way, let's talk about our main lady, Baby, Abigail Breslin. Okay. So Abigail Breslin has been getting a lot of pretty harsh backlash for her look in the film. For the way that her face is, for the way her teeth is, her nose is, her body is. I'm going to try to stay clear from those types of critiques. I'm going to talk about them a little bit. I'm going to touch upon her look in the film, but hopefully in a different way. And mostly focus on her performance because, you know, I'm going to try to be a nice person for a hot sec. I do think that this was a terribly casted movie. I think the person who did the casting's first name was Tamra, and so I'm going to refer to her as Tammy the whole time in a very condescending way, if that's okay with y'all. So Tammy did a terrible job casting this film. So Abigail Breslin's performance in this movie was truly terrible. Huh, there you go. 2 T's, nice alliteration. You know what also starts with T? Tammy. She is so unorganic in this role. Everything about her is so confusing and unlikable. It's like she didn't make a choice with what kind of baby she wanted to be. She just came off as super fucking bland. Like, no choices made, no color anywhere in this woman. Like, you're just like, I don't care about you at all. Another aspect of Abigail Breslin's baby is that I feel like whoever was costuming this movie, whoever dressed her, whoever picked out these clothes or designed these clothes, did a completely terrible job. Abigail Breslin's body is not like most leading ladies in Hollywood's bodies, which, you know, is fine. And I would like to see more of that. But these people did not know what to do with her body. They were like, oh, good boobs, oh no, cone bra, ooh, arms, cap sleeves, oh, teal, everything. Like, why was everything teal? These are the things I want answers to. Because every time she came on screen, I was like, no, my grandma has that exact frock. And they fit her so bad. I was like, I'm pretty sure you're not that large, but this movie's really making you out to be. And the thing about Abigail Breslin being unconventionally attractive that really irritates me is that she is not talented. People should want to cast unconventionally attractive people in movies, but the most important thing out of everything is talent. Let's not forget that. Like, talent. And if you were casting for talent, there probably would be more unconventionally attractive actresses on screen. But Abigail Breslin should not be one of them. We get it. She was a child star 18,000 years ago, and her dance moves in Little Miss Sunshine were off the hook, and she was so cute when she did that striptease. But guess what? She is not 9 anymore. For the role of Baby, you hear Jennifer Grey talk about this role and her audition for the role. She talks about how she came in with just a tape of the Jackson 5's I Want You Back, and she just didn't choreograph anything, she just moved. And she talked about the feeling and imagining how this girl felt and knowing how this girl felt, being able to relate to her and just letting it out. And when she opened her eyes and she was done with her dance, she knew she had freaking nailed it. And that's the thing. It's the feeling of the dance sometimes. It doesn't really matter, like, maybe you're not a dancer. That's okay. But you should be able to dance with feeling and with energy. And in that final dance, and all dances she was in, I was so underwhelmed. But in the final number, when her mom was just like, did you know she could do that? It's like, do what? She's just stepping. That's all she's doing. So because we're talking about Baby, I think we gotta throw in the other half of the equation, good old Johnny Castle. So they have terrible chemistry. I did not buy this love story for one single instant. Wait, no, that's a lie. I'm gonna give them a little credit. There's that scene where Baby comes to Johnny's door the night after, like, after the whole day of him ignoring her because he's trying to, like, distance himself away from her, and she's just like, you act like you're such a bad boy, but I know you. You can't do this to me, and blah, 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 blah. And then he comes bursting out of his room, and you don't even think that he's there. And then he just kisses her, and they go into his room, and it cuts to black. That is the single moment that I was just like, I believe it. And that's probably because there was no talking involved or dancing whatsoever. Other than that, their romance felt very forced, very random. After Penny has the abortion and then she goes to Johnny's room and they end up dancing and then having the sex, I was just like, this feels so random. Also, they just don't work aesthetically together because he's made of rock and she is frankly not lovable and not that cute. And you were like, where is this attraction coming from? I don't get it. And it's almost like the writers didn't even believe it. They literally have to have Baby and Johnny say, I love you out loud to each other. When the original movie, they don't say that at all because they don't have to. Because you see it in their eyes and the way they move and the way they just are with each other, and you're just like, that's love. So now that we talked about Baby and Johnny, let's talk about just Johnny. I do like that they went with an more unknown type actor. I do think that he lacked Patrick Swayze's likability, which of course anyone was going to, which is the problem with remaking a classic. It's just like, it's not going to be a quarter of the movie, so why are you bothering? Also, his accent was inconsistent, and I was just like, what is it? Why is this here? Also, when it came to chemistry, him and Penny had way more chemistry in like one dance than him and Baby had in the entire movie, and it was just like me sitting there being like, so why aren't Johnny and Penny together? So for my last point, I want to talk about the dancing. Surprise, surprise. The dancing in Dirty Dancing. This dancing was so underwhelming. The best dancing is definitely done by Johnny and Penny, aka Nicole Schwarzenegger. I never figured out how to say her last name, so I'm just gonna say Schwarzenegger. So Nicole Schwarzenegger and Johnny, they do the best dancing in the whole movie, and then that scene is right at the beginning, and then it's over, and you're like, oh, now I have to watch Abigail Breslin step from side to side and do this. One of the moves in this dance is Abigail Breslin puts her hands here and she slides down Johnny's arm doing this. I mean, guys, I just didn't like it, and I just wish it wasn't made. Kenny Ortega is rolling over in his non-existent grave because he isn't dead. Anywho, that ends my review of Dirty Dancing. If you guys saw it and liked it and want to, you know, have a conversation in the comments, sure. If you saw it and hated it and want to agree with me, go ahead and let's comment about it. Let's chat. It'll be fun. Like this video if you want to see more reviews. Also, if you have anything that you want to see reviewed that's coming up soon, please let me know in the comments. All of our social media links are down below, so follow us on Tumblr, Pinterest, Instagram, and Twitter, and go like our Facebook page. But don't forget to